What's something that will always stay with you that your dad taught you?
To just have fun. Sometimes it doesn't go well, sometimes it does. It's going to be a lot of work with my dad, so I'm going to be spending it with him.
Shaq O'Neal has left quite a mark in the sports and entertainment world, making him a sort of one-size-fits-all. Over the years, he has grown his empire, even expanding to academics. His towering figure and huge successes have captivated people for years. Though this might sound fun, rarely anyone stops to wonder the type of pressure his children have been under to measure up to his image. This is especially true for his son, Shareif, who has made attempts to take after his father in basketball. The question now is, how is that working out for him? Let's find out. Shaquille O'Neal is a sports icon whose name has transcended the world of sports within the game of basketball to be used as a metaphor for all of humankind. His story is a rags-to-riches tale, becoming a global star through determination, perseverance, and jaw-dropping natural talent. Shaquille Rashawn O'Neal was born on March 6, 1972, in Newark, New Jersey, and spent most of his childhood living in rough conditions. His father, Joseph Tony, was rarely present, and he was raised by his mother, Lucille O'Neal, and her live-in boyfriend, Philip Harrison. Philip raised Shaq as a son and instilled in him good work ethics, toughness, and respect. These were traits that would shape Shaq's personality and lead him through life. Shaq developed a love for basketball when he was young. At 6'6" inches and just 13 years old, he was a giant on the court. Naturally gifted with size and athleticism, he was naturally gifted for the game, but what set him apart was his work ethic in developing his skills. Shaq's high school years were spent at Robert G. Cole High School in San Antonio, Texas. In 2 years, he led his team to a 68, one record and a state championship in his senior year. College scouts saw his play on the court, and he was offered a scholarship to play for Louisiana State University. It was at LSU that Shaq began playing basketball. Shaq was one of the dominant players in college basketball under Coach Dale Brown. Shaq averaged 21.6 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 4.6 blocks per game in his 3-year tenure at LSU. He was a decade-long player at LSU, and in 1992 informed LSU that he would be playing in the NBA draft. Shaquille was drafted by the Orlando Magic with the first overall pick in the 1992 NBA draft, and he was an immediate presence in the league. He was averaging 23.4 points, 13.9 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks a game during his rookie season, for which he received the NBA Rookie of the Year award. Shaq's athleticism, size, and strength had never before been seen, and he emerged as one of the most dominant players in the league. Shaq's playing time transformed the team into a playoff team. Shaq's turning point came in 1996 when he was a free agent and signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. The signing initiated one of the most dominant eras in all-time NBA history. Shaq, accompanied by young Kobe Bryant, led the Lakers on a 3-year championship run of NBA championships from 2000 to 2002. He had 3 Finals MVPs and cemented his status as the all-time legend of the generation. Shaq dominated games like nobody else. Shaq continued to make his presence felt in the NBA even after he parted ways with the Lakers. He played with the Miami Heat, and together they won the team's 4th NBA title in 2006 with Dwyane Wade. He went on to play for the Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Phoenix Suns, before hanging up his boots in 2011. Shaq had a larger-than-life personality on and off the court while competing professionally. He was a crowd favorite, and his charisma made him one of the most saleable athletes available. However, Shaq's ambitions reached far beyond the court. Even while on the court, he was planning ahead. He attempted to be a musician, releasing 4 studio albums, including his platinum-selling first album, Shaq Diesel. He also attempted to act, appearing in movies like Kazam and Blue Chips, and eventually television shows and commercials. Shaq's Hollywood venture demonstrated his versatility and enthusiasm for entertainment, and cemented his status as a cultural icon. Shaq's business acumen is also one aspect of his life that stands out. He has made some well-chosen investments in his professional life that speak volumes about his dreams of becoming rich for generations to come. He famously invested in Apple, Google, and Ring years earlier before they became popular. He also has a franchise venture with 155 Five Guys burger stalls, 17 Auntie Anne's pretzel stalls, and a few car washes. Shaq's investments are not for the acquisition of wealth, but to give his family and himself an opportunity in the future. His business philosophy is vision and discipline, which he learned from his stepfather, Philip Harrison. While successful on the court, he was well aware of the significance of education and continued to attend school throughout his life. He earned a Bachelor of General Studies degree at LSU in 2000. He also earned his MBA from the University of Phoenix in 2005 and his Doctorate of Education from Barry University in 2012. Shaq's pursuit of education is a reflection of his belief in personal growth and in being a positive role model. He always speaks about how school is important to him and how he encourages children to stay in school and study hard so that their dreams come true. Shaq's influence is not also limited to basketball, business, and education. Shaq is also renowned as much for philanthropy and charity. Shaq has contributed millions of dollars to various charity causes, like children's hospitals, victims of tragedy, and educational programs. Shaq's kindness and desire to help make a difference through his donations indicate a lot regarding his kind heart and desire to make a positive impact on this world. Shaq has remained a known figure in public even in retirement. He also works as a basketball analyst for TNT's Inside the NBA, and his humor and commentary have earned him a huge fan base. He still tries new things such as podcasting and working with brands and entrepreneurs. Shaq's ability to reinvent himself and remain relevant says a lot about his adaptability and boundless energy. From his early days in Newark to being one of the greatest basketball players in history to ever play on an NBA court, Shaq has never accepted anything less than being the best at all times. His contribution to the game of basketball is undeniable, but his impact goes far beyond the basketball court. With his company, his movie career, his music, and his charity, Shaq has left his print on the earth. His passion for education and his desire to build wealth to be passed along for generations yet to come tells us something of his vision and his desire to leave a legacy. Shaq's life testifies that everything can be done with hard work, perseverance, and a strong desire to do something different from the norm. Also, Shareif O'Neal, the son of NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal, has had his life set in the shadow of his father. Ever since Shareif first stepped foot on a basketball court, he has been in the limelight with comparisons and expectations following him wherever he goes. Shareif has had to endure the trial of trying to live up to the legacy left by his father. Shaq has been a stern but loving father who has taught his kids the value of hard work, providing for oneself, and self-sufficiency. Shaq's always said he wanted his children to make their own way in the world and forge their own success. He has kept them in check from misusing his name and funds, encouraging them to find their own way. This has taken its toll on Shareif, who spends every waking moment trying to live up to these expectations. Shaq has been nice but firm, demanding that Shareif must find the best of himself. Shareif started playing basketball at a very young age, but did not want to be measured against his father. With his height, he shares almost the same build as his dad and was out to build his own legacy in the court. Shareif played high school ball for Santa Monica, California's Crossroads School, where he was first noticed for his skills and began building his career in the game. His skills made him appeal to talent hunts, and he committed to playing college ball for the UCLA Bruins, one of the nation's best. It wasn't easy for Shareif, however. His senior year of high school was the same year he was diagnosed with a heart condition and had to undergo surgery. It was a blow to the body and mind, as it meant that he had to give up his favorite sport. The surgery went well, but rehab was no fun, and Shareif struggled to get in shape and rebuild his strength. It was a trial of his persistence and patience, but it was also a lesson about the uncertainties of life. He learned to continue with perseverance and overcoming adversity, lessons that would solidify his place in the years ahead. Despite the adversities that he faced, Shareif was not going to let his dream of playing basketball go down the drain. He progressed to UCLA following his recovery from the surgery, determined to make a name as a college player. However, life at UCLA was not what he had expected. He was not seeing playing time on a regular basis and was struggling. Shareif moved to his father's alma mater, LSU, 2 years later, hoping to start afresh and have the opportunity to showcase his versatility. LSU was symbolic, linking him to his father's history but leaving him with the ability to make his own choices. However, Shareif had other interests apart from basketball. Like his father, he has branched out from basketball to try other ventures, demonstrating that he can diversify his portfolio and do something he enjoys. He has tried fashion, often speaking about his sense of style on social media and strolling the red carpet at premieres. Shareif also possesses business sensibilities similar to his father's. These other interests show that he has understood that there is more to life than basketball, and one can be successful through them. The most inspiring thing about Shareif's life seems to be how he deals with the pressure of being Shaquille O'Neal's son. It would be daunting to have to live in the shadow of another, but Shareif did it so naturally and with so much determination. He never shied away from comparisons and hype, but used them as a spur to work harder and carve out a niche for himself. Shareif realizes he can never outrun comparisons to his father, but is more interested in forging his own legacy and making his own name in his own way. Shaq himself remains a father figure to Shareif, and throughout his life has been a proponent of education, values, and community service. All three of those maxims have guided Shareif's decisions on and off the court. Shareif has publicly talked about remaining in check amid fame and criticism. He has also talked about how to use his platform to make a positive impact in other people's lives and do some good, something his dad had instilled in him. Shareif's story is only just beginning, and his destiny in basketball is yet to be known. To the world, whatever Shareif decides to do today would be a result of his own decision and not to please his father. That he has survived more difficult times, been given a second opportunity, and stayed loyal to himself is the test of his character strength. Whether he continues to win big on the court or whatever other business, Shareif's story is one of toughness, self-reliance, and self-definition. Shareif's journey might be similar to his father's, but he has forged his own path. Shareif's story is a testament that no matter how much heritage runs through one's blood, in the end, it is up to oneself to create one's own destiny. From then on, with strife and fate, Shareif O'Neal is penning his own tale, one which pays homage to his father's, but penned in its own unique voice. Also, Shaquille O'Neal's influence extends beyond the basketball court, and business ventures have been a steady theme along the path since retiring from the NBA. One of the remarkable moves he has made in the recent past has likely been partnering with his son, Shareif O'Neal, for the Reebok brand. This isn't just one of those stories about a father getting his son into business. This is a business transaction that speaks volumes about Shaq's business mindset and the need to tap into the new vision that Shareif can bring in a bid to take the business to the next level. They illustrate with their collaboration how they can still belong to each other, but still be their own person. Shaq has been affiliated with Reebok for decades, dating back to his playing days when the company signed him to a multi-million-dollar endorsement deal in the 1990s. Shaq has remained a loyal corporate ambassador, fan, and designer with Reebok ever since. His extensive background in corporate history and his own capacity to identify with a broad cross-section of people rendered him a popular addition to Reebok management. The chance to retain Shareif arose, and Shaq took the chance to introduce some fresh blood and fresh thoughts into the company and give his son a chance to develop and learn. Reebok's signing of Shareif is not a coincidence. It's a strategic one based on his unusual combination of abilities and sensibilities. He's a young, high-profile player with second-to-none insight into current culture and social media clout, and he's going to infuse the brand with a new creative energy. His role at the company is innovation and research, in which he ensures that he is discovering new trends, designing what the new generations are demanding, and assisting in developing new innovative products. The role is valuable to Reebok, as it will give them a place in a competitive market and reach a new generation of consumers. Shareif's recruitment to Reebok was not an act of nepotism or Shaq's favor to his son. It was a business move to introduce someone who could connect the past and the future of the company. Shareif's understanding of style, technology, and youth culture cannot be duplicated as Reebok works to get its roots in and connect with young consumers. His knowledge of what can be done with his demographic and make something suitable for it has placed him in the middle of the company. It is a vote of confidence by Shaq in Shareif, trusting that he has the potential to be a very valuable asset in building the brand. The father-son team at Reebok is intriguing. Whereas Shaq is a battle-hardened veteran with a massive network and insider knowledge of the company, Shareif has a new mind and connection to a new culture. Together, the two of them are one unbeatable force with tradition and innovation in perfect harmony. Their professional relationship is not to be toyed with because they have to walk the thin line of collaborating without losing their own identity. However, both Shaq and Shareif have attempted to be professional and not let their working relationship interfere with their personal relationship. Shaq is a firm believer in independence and doing things for oneself, and this is even evident in his relationship with Shareif. When guiding and advising him, he also has Shareif stand on his own feet and become responsible for his career and choices. Shareif is independent, growing in his own career, and making his own mark in the business. Shaq's mentorship, on the other hand, provides Shareif with tools and resources through which he flourishes. Shaq and Shareif are both avid business fans outside of their professional endeavors with Reebok. Shaq, as a role model and mentor, has been responsible for bringing up Shareif as his own man. Shareif alone has carried Shaq's legacy to new heights by demonstrating that the O'Neal legacy is not just on the basketball court, but in culture, fashion, and business as well. Being successful with ventures like Reebok is merely one of the ways in which they are creating a shared legacy, even as each one is pursuing his own unique interests. Shaq and Shareif team up at Reebok paints a picture of a father and son reunited in commerce. It's a mirror image of their shared passion for innovation, growth, and conquest. Shaq's signing of Shareif was a tactical move that was well considered and intended to help Reebok get ahead of the game in business, and also to provide Shareif with a chance to go out and do his thing and prosper on his own. Together, they can bring to the table the strength of having experience and throwing something new into the mix and show just how important being adaptable is when managing today's shifting marketplace that never stops changing. By doing so, Shaq and Shareif are rewriting their own legacy. What they're doing at Reebok is not so much about business. They're creating a culture of innovation and acceptance. Being who they are and advancing their own individualized skills, they're showing families how to be one family with a shared objective, but also attaining their own individual aspirations. The O'Neal family story is one of stubborn determination, ingenuity, and strength of unity. And what they're accomplishing at Reebok is a testament to what can happen when generations unite to build something truly remarkable. If you're inspired by this story, do give us a like and make sure to check out our other videos.